Well, hello, and welcome to the first video on the ARC method. And ARC does stand for awareness, responsibility, and choice. But one of the things that didn't get put into that method, but is throughout the whole thing, because it's what is throughout our whole life, is breathing. And the difference is it's going to be about conscious breathing, meaning you're bringing your awareness and your consciousness to the fact that you're breathing. Because when you think about it, how often are you actually thinking about yourself breathing, right? The fact that you go to bed and you don't have to ever think about setting something to breathe for you throughout the night. And when you really think about it, it's like, okay, am I breathing myself? Hmm. If you're not even thinking about it and you're not like consciously doing it, and it's just you're being breathed, but who is breathing you? That's a bigger question, right? But the point of this is there's a couple things. One, with the breath, is to really realize that the breath is your shortcut, your way of connecting with source, with spirit. Okay. God might be a trigger word for you. You may have another word for it, Allah, Muhammad, what have you, Brahma. It doesn't matter. Okay. There is a bigger energy that is definitely, you know, breathing us because we're not doing it. You're not beating your heart either. Okay. So the reason I say this is because it is your breath that gets you to the present moment. There is no other moment that exists. It's only now, 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 now. Even just at the beginning of this video is now in the past. And actually, I made this video in the past and you're watching it now. So now it's your present because you are focusing on that. And that makes it your present moment reality because that's what you're focusing on, right? Yeah, getting a little bit out there, I know, but stay with me. So when you're breathing, you're connecting not only to the present moment, you're connecting to that energy, that spirit, that consciousness, if you would, that is breathing you, that connects you with everything. And I find it really awesome that there's quite a few languages, Greek and Hebrew, Sanskrit, and a couple, I think it was Chinese as well, where the same word for breath is can also be the same word used for spirit. And so when you really just think about the fact that your breath connects you with your spirit, your soul essence, okay, what makes you you and what is connecting you to this present moment. Why so much talk about the breath? Because it is connecting to that present moment that's going to get you out of the monkey mind. All right. When you get triggered, when you get pissed off, okay, when you get sad and worried and depressed and anxiety comes over you, panic, all of those things are all things outside of you and are not really anything that is truly you. And then we get caught up in that whole illusion and in that emotion. The only way to stop it isn't, as you already know, tell yourself, stop thinking it, don't do that, don't do that. Right? Because the more you do that, you actually are more reinforcing what is happening. Okay. And it just feels horrible, right? I want to stop feeling this way. Okay. Guess what? Here is a huge clue. Take a deep breath. And it's not just one. It is one. It could be 10. It could be 20, as long as it takes. But the key is not just to breathe and then still be thinking the crap that you're thinking. It is conscious breath because it's you putting your attention to that breath. And the easiest way to do it is Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese monk. The easiest breathing meditation, because when you're following your breath, it actually is a form of meditation, okay? Is while you're inhaling, breathing in, I'm breathing in. You can say it aloud You can say it inside, breathing out. I'm breathing out. When you're exhaling, breathing in, I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm breathing out. And I did this one. I started with this one and so utterly grateful for it because my head would be spinning with the things that were going on, whether it was, my personal crap or in becoming a co-parent to a traumatized child, and he was doing stuff that was just triggering me and it was setting me off, and I'm like, why am I having such a reaction to this? And it took a while for me to like figure that out, that it was a bit of PTSD, but I had to stop myself because I knew if I didn't, I would react, and that's what we mostly do, is react. So a way to get out of that reacting and reactionary response, or that we usually have, is to breathe, is to be in that moment, to calm yourself down. So breathing in, I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm breathing out, and you keep following it in and out. And if you're really concentrating on your breath, feeling it going through your nose, filling your lungs and your belly, and belly breaths are the biggest one, okay? Big belly breaths. And then this exhalation. Let out all that stuff that you don't want anymore. Just let it out. Okay? That's what gets you to present moment. That's what gets you to calm down. And guess what? 15 years of working in the healthcare industry, what is the number one thing we say when I have somebody on? I'm in X-ray radiology, interventional radiology, and no matter if I'm taking X-rays of somebody who has like a broken hand, or or whatever piece of their body that they're coming in for, when I get them on a procedure table and they're in pain, we tell them to breathe. Take a deep breath in, and when we have to slide them over, it's like breathe it out. To keep deep breaths in and out. Guess what? Medically, it's also proven. Okay, I can watch, the monitor, the EKG, the heart rate goes down, the blood pressure goes down, the oxygen level rises. Okay, these are all things we always have at our disposal and that are available to us. And so please use them. So I'm going to switch over to a share screen real quick, just to go over some of the points that I do share with, I've shared on my webinars and with my clients that I work with. Okay, and this is it. So in the ARC method, building the foundation, the first part really is, it all begins with the breath. Okay, so, and I just mentioned it, Thich Nhat Hanh. Okay, breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. Okay, whenever your mind becomes scattered, use your breath as the means to take hold of your mind again. I'm gonna put on my glasses. I gotta cheat. So, so that's just it. Your mind is getting all scattered. It could be even, it could be as simple as, you feel like you're lost, right? That feeling, you're like, oh, crap, crap, crap. Okay, pull over. If you can't pull over, it's just like breathe. All right. Breathe. Everything is good. I'm fine. I'm going to find my way. I'm just going to pull over. It all be good. Right. So the breath. So here's Eckhart Tolle. And if you haven't heard of him, he's the Power of Now author, and quite a few other things. And he's got great meditations as well. So being aware of your breath forces you into the present moment. Again, we were talking about that is present moment. It's the only thing that, it's the key to all inner transformation. So whenever you are conscious of the breath, you are absolutely present. You may also notice that you cannot think and be aware of your breathing. Um, and conscious breathing stops your mind. Okay. So, meaning again, I can't keep thinking that a-hole cut me off, that a-hole cut me off, if I'm really thinking about my breath. Okay. And we all know we get the little bit of road rage, or maybe get a lot of it, right? And that's when you get back to that, because otherwise you get into the story about that person that cut you off, right? So that's why connecting to the breath. The breath is a powerful tool. It creates a bridge between the subconscious and conscious mind and connects the mind and the body. So when you sit and breathe deeply, your physiology will change, and both your mind and your body will relax and become open. Breathing helps clear your head of the thoughts of the emotions and ego, and it always and it allows you to get closer to your true self. Okay. So again, the breathing getting you out of the ego, getting you out of those emotions that are overtaking you, getting back to your true self, your true essence, your soul, you know, the 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 source within you. It really is. It's the source within you. And so, by the way, breath work is a form of meditation. And believe me, I've been one of those people who said, and I claimed it for years, that I could not meditate. There's no way I can meditate. And guess what? I got to a point where it was shown to me I needed to learn how to meditate. And guess what? The best first way of doing it is breath work. So, breath work is a form of meditation, and it's a really simplistic way of going about it. And it's got so many benefits. Okay. So deep breathing, we're going to go again, why and how. Okay, the benefits of deep breathing, we talked about it. So if you can't get into the woo-woo stuff, guess what? This is pure physiology, complete science. All right. Benefits of deep breathing exercises: detoxifies and releases toxins. It releases tension. It relaxes your mind and body and brings clarity. It relieves pain. It strengthens your immune system, improves quality of the blood, strengthens the lungs, improves cellular regeneration, and elevates your mood. So, guess what, too? If you smile while you're breathing, just by smiling, that's another physiological reaction or what's it called? Response that our body has. When we smile, the brain and everything else connects to, oh, something happy is going on. And we naturally um, release endorphins and serotonin, I believe, are the two. Anyway, they're the happy stuff, right? That most people are going out looking for. But breathing is a happy thing and smiling is a happy thing. If you do them together, you can give yourself that same benefit. Okay. So different ways too that you can breathe that allow that again, because then you're concentrating on it. So I like this triangle one, and you can even do it with your finger, or you can close your eyes and imagine it going right. So you're breathing in for 3, you're holding for 3, and then you breathe out for 3. In, hold, out. Right? Okay, triangle. Beautiful, right? So easy peasy. A kiddo can do it, and you can teach your kids this. You know, this is some of the stuff that I learned too on my own, but then got reiterated when we were taking our nephew into behavior coaching and all the other therapies to help him with positive coping skills. And breathing is, again, the very first step into getting control over your mind and emotions. Okay. So you want to take it up a notch with the 3 breath, right? And you want to go to 4. Again, thinking of the rectangle. So you're breathing in for 2, 3, 4, holding it, 2, 3, 4, out, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, and then in. So you just, again, going in and out, holding in between the exhales and the inhales. Okay. And you can play around with that. If you want to do that in 3 breaths, you can do that in 3 breaths. You want to extend it and do it in 5 breaths, you can do that same. I mean, you can change it around. And in fact, the longer the breath holds, I mean, the longer the inhales and the exhales gives you a longer effect. And I think the other thing is when you have like a longer exhale, breathing out versus breathing in, it is a faster relaxation response. So there's lots of different breathing techniques. I mean, umpteen breathing techniques. These I'm just giving you are the simplest ones. And for sake of brevity and something that you can take and exercise, you can use this whenever, when you have to wait in line and you're like, oh my God, why is that person pulling out a checkbook? Really? Just stop it and breathe and smile, right? Okay. So again, long, deep breaths, not short and shallow. Belly breaths, not your chest. Okay. So belly should be breathing all the way out and all the way in. Okay. And smiling, oh, there it is. It releases dopamine and serotonin. Those are the happy hormones. And don't do what Sheldon's doing there, okay? Because that's just hyperventilating. All right. So deep breathing. Okay. So when do we use it? Okay, we kind of talked about that when, feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor. Okay, again, back to Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese um, monk, and again, his all of his stuff you can find it on YouTube as well, meditations and his books and it's just so great. He was kind of my gateway into mindfulness and meditation and breathing. Okay. So, whoops, all these little thingies. Um, so when to use it? When we are about to enter or are in the middle of drama, okay? Deep breathing. Okay. Sometimes you're going to enter something, okay? Whether it's a meeting or you're coming home and there's already going to be drama in the house. There are those times when you're going to be entering it. There are other times when you're already there and you're like, oh shit, this is happening right now. So start your smiling and start your breathing. Okay. When else do you use it? When you feel like you're being tested, you're like, really? Whenever you get that, really? Oh my God, really? Is this happening? Time to just smile and take some deep breaths. You are getting triggered or you already are triggered. Deep breaths in and out. Hey, you know what? We get anxiety, we get worried, we get scared, we feel uncertain. This happened to me just the other day in Costco, of all places. I was like walking around and it seemed just weird. Like I was trying to make eye contact with people with the cart and they just weren't wanting to make contact and everybody in the masks. And then all of a sudden it was like all the Christmas stuff was out and it wasn't even Halloween yet. And that was getting me all pissed off. And all of a sudden I'm like, what is going on here? And so I just had to breathe. It was like, you know what? I don't even need to know what it's about. I just need to breathe in and out, and everything is good. I'm all good. I'm fine, right? When you find yourself depressed or over emotional, okay, and give yourself some grace. It's okay. It's okay. Don't try to talk yourself out of it. But you know what? To shift it begins with the breath, okay? And of course, we have those moments. Oh no, they didn't just say or do that. Your kid doing something, somebody at work, somebody on the news or the TV. You can always turn that off too, right? When you're ready to explode, right? Or you already have exploded, guess what? It's still not too late to breathe. So you feel that you may have already said something may already come out, you may have broken something, thrown something. Guess what? You can still recoup. Take a deep breath, just stop, like close your eyes, if you have to. So we call that in our house a 911 anger alert, and it would be that time when we knew we had to breathe, as a family, or go to our safe space to do so. So here's a good thing. What do you say? You tell them to stop it. When you find yourself in that, you tell yourself, stop it. Okay. And if you can teach your family this, then you can help each other with this too. Even if it's just your spouse or your significant other, roommates, even, you can help each other with this. You see they're upset, stop it right now. Zip it. All right. Zip it. All right. And then what? Deep breaths and maybe even a smile, right? These are those things that we can do always, that are always available to us, and they will shift us. Okay. So, once again, the breath is that tie to the present moment, and it's going to be talked about all the time because it isn't just a one and done deal. It may have to take numerous times to get to that place before you can move through the ARC method. And that's why I introduced it first, because it is the first and foremost. And it's going to be used throughout it, throughout the whole method itself. In each of the steps, the breath is vital. And you'll see, it is vital because you're breathing all the time. But bringing the conscious breath brings you into this present moment, which is the only moment, the moment where everything exists, where all possibilities exist, where all solutions exist, and all, that moment in time where you can shift it. Okay. You're not thinking about the future. You're not pissed off about the past. Okay. So deep breaths. And I will have a breathing meditation in here, along with some links to some great people who do a much better job than I do of leading you through some of those breathing meditations that I've used myself and found very, very helpful. So I will include those as well. And we'll move on to the next module, beginning the ARC method, which will begin with awareness. Okay. So do your breathing. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and smile. Cheers.